kugatire muno bandu
in politics.
mu byobutuki.
But number 3, we also end up being able to create a strong army.
Nesyo hudatu hweyakana nga huombahe amayekefwe katulinda.
Because in the past they had failed to form a strong army.
Muyo muhwanjeyo byabalemererwa otawo eye eri amani.
There's an old man here in Bugisu called Kauka.
Eri omusacha muzeyi Bugisa ne balanga Kauka.
I think one day they will get him and I can bring him on the TV and he tells you what was happening in that army of theirs.
Banyalo muletano dalo yatubolera esyalinga omumayeka wako kenyuma.
They told me that he was still alive.
Kati asiru omulamu.
Because I remember him and Ongodia and others
mwichurisa muno nende muzeyi Ongodia nende bandi
when they were being court-martialed in 1966.
Nibano babaire mu koti ya maje mu 1966.
So it will be good for him to tell you the story of what happened to that little army of theirs.
So anyalo tubolera esyaluwo muhaye hawe hadidi aho.
Small army, just
hadidi.
Because by the time Amin removed the bote, the army was just 8,000.
Ebi habya Amin atusaho bote ama ekalisa 8,000.
But there's so much division in that little army.
Na yahandi mwalumenja ohana muno yo nyingi muhaye habona hanga hadidi muno.
So our rejecting of sectarianism and insisting on needs of people gives us a unit of politics and a strong army.
So ohweka no husosola hutuhonya okobasa bandu alala handu homba heri amani.
And then number 4, we get peace.
Ufuna emirembe.
Now, in addition to those 4, then we philosophically also understand what the Bible said, where Jesus talked of the hired shepherd.
Yes, Christ almaloma humwai yokulire.
Oempera. Omwai oempera.
Omwai oempera yochosa sulesende yopangise. Yes.
The banyankole call it omulisa wempera.
Yes. Ompangisa.
Omulunzi owa bajita empera mu Luganda. Now we understood this.
What's tegera?
That if you want the economy to grow,
no daha ebyefu nibihule,
rely on the omwai alunda endigeze.
Wesigama muno oba werinda muno humwai atuka amakondikai. Werinda muno humwai atuka amakondikai. Amakondi. Amakondi
is what?
Sheep.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
His sheep.
Yes.
Yes. Twakitegera nti omukwata abantu basobola okukola emirimu kiba kyamagezi okwesigamako abalunzi abalunda endiga ezaabwe, si bano abakolera empeera.
Okwediisaho bano bokulire bukula bokyosasula.
So that's why, for instance, we said, let the government get out of running buses, running hotels.
Sakira habola huti koti fwe government NRM kurehere bandu bene beruhanye ebyo obusubuzi byo kwiruse motoka ebasi okutawo ebintu koti hotel ngacha bandu bene si cha government.
Selling, you know, there used to be a government company called the Produce Marketing Board.
Waliwo esitongole sha government shaliwo sibalanga ngambwe Produce Marketing Board.
Selling maize, selling beans, selling peas.
Basikusebirime byosi madimu ebijanjalo soya.
So if the government is selling maize and beans and peas, then what do the people do?
Nanu government nyanjo okusebyo nabandu kunawo kusesi.
Even coffee.
nende mwanyi chosi.
That's why we left, we got out of the coffee marketing board, stopped the monopoly.
Sakira kwatula mu mwanyi okwakamya okwemalirira.
So that's why we had to use the step of privatization.
Sakira kwatao esindu syokukobosera abantu business bakihoye.
Government okuva mu business.
Government utula mu business abantu bakyekobosere.
And then also mu luzungu liberalization.
Nokuberesa abantu esisa syokubona nga buli mundu ahola syaba nadalire.
Yes, okwangwiriza abantu okukola ebya business.
Yes.
Okubanguyisira
obanga mundu ahola syaba nanyaka.
Now that one ended up attracting a lot of what in English they call FDI, foreign direct investment. Abagaga bebweru bayika wano.
Esho shakera abagaga otula mu byalo byerwanyi okwicho twegata okola nafu business.
So you from step 4, which was peace,
mudara lyokune eryedembe,
you now take step 5, which was pro-private sector policies.
Kuchahudara lyokutano eryalinga likobosera abantu esenaawo lyasyawo okubona nga kunyala okola business kefu.
Okuteekawo entegeka ezangwiriza ate ezisikiriza baneekolera gyange okujja wano okukolera kwa business.
Okutaawo embeera kitusobozesa efwe abahole byefwe nga bandu okola business nende bandi batulerwanyi.
That is step 5.
Niyo eddaala lyokutaano.
Pro-private sector policies. Pro-private sector policies.
Eteekateeka gavumenti efukiriza efwe nga bandu buli mundu
banenkolera gyange
abeekolere byabwe obyanguyisira okola business.
So now that takes us to step 6, where we get a lot of the buyinda from outside to come in here.
Niyo situleetera eddaala ly'omukaaga esyatufunisira abagaga otulerwanyi kuyica.
Now when the bagaga came,
abagaga abo ne beeca,
they helped us to deal with the problem of shortages.
Batuhonya omalawo obudiidi bwaliwo mu bintu bikwali nabyo.
Ebbula ly'ebintu.
Yes.
Ebbula ly'ebintu.
Byali biwuma byakota nga kubyetaaga otuserwanyi babitusawo.
So that now becomes step 7 now.
Syatwera ku ddaala lya 7.
Shortages are now replaced by ekyengera.
Nga obuwuma obuno lani bintu byaba nga bingi muno.
Then they also help us to create jobs.
Kandi batuhonyera obona nga abaana befe bafune bintu byohola.
New type of jobs.
Emirimu myaha.
In the past we had jobs of government.
Ahala akwalisa n'emirimu kya government.
Karani, policeman, teacher.
Bawandiisi, basomesa.
Now we've got these new jobs now.
Lano huli n'emirimu myaha okwema nende bashefu abo batulerwanyi.
Working in factories.
Ohola mu maholero.
Like those children there, you can see them.
Koti iliyo baana bano bali ohola mu factory.
You don't see any white face there. I'm trying to see whether there's a white face. They are all black. All Ugandans.
Anti chefo nicho muzeyi. Mirimo chefo nicho. Anondu kubona abaana bana Uganda bali mu factory bali okola engubo kyo kwambala saayi so sikuzikula engubo erwanyiho. Byose biratwe ne government y'enyare y'obulemu bw'omwami Yoweri Kaguta Museveni era abebusha mwesi bidahamwe gati mubona ng'abaana bata mu bifo binohola emirimu birimo bahola n'amaani kandi basangafu.
Oh, they are now making masks. Okay.
Yes. Bari ohola ebirunguli babola nti buli mundu yefwale. making sure Museveni activities twingirira nanu byosi kubikolera no mu Uganda.
Show us the factories also, the big factories.
Nanu hantu bamala bombaha
I'm telling you, those who are running to show us the factories, the big ones. You can now see whole town. In the past, we used to have our smaller towns of shops. Obutunda ewuzi, butunda sukari, butunda
chumbi, sukari.
But now you get a whole town of factories. Now, those factories have helped us, as I've said, to solve the problem of shortages.
Amahoro katuyambire katuhonyere muno otusawo obudiidi bw'ebintu
which we used to smuggle from Kenya.
Bikwali kutusa mune Kenya kotifo begusya.
Now we are selling more products to Kenya than Kenya is selling to Uganda.
Lanu saiha nifo baruira ebintu bihiro bumbi ohira botu beresa.
They can show us the stockpiles of some of these products, the sugar which is stuck. The problem now is the chengera now.
Lanu sai bintu bingi bihire ndeba ababiyira. Yes.
The chengera.
Amahorero mangi. Katuse bintu bingi. Ebyade biuma bihebyo.
They will show us when they get them. You can see the sugar now.
Anohurubo na sukari yihirire yumenda akula kuloba nyingi.
Factories are full.
Yes.
If you can bring the factories of milk, the ones of milk which had a lot of milk products.
Amahorero mangi muno amabere kosi ubonanga amabere baruka horera mu Uganda susieta go kuleke Kenya.
That is sugar.
No sukari ni ano hurumu bona barumu horere wefano. So
step 6, 7, these bagaga help us solve the problem of shortages.
So siredala lya saba abagaga banoni becha batuhonyera muno otusawo obutabawo bwebintu.
Then they help us to create non-government, non-agriculture jobs.
Na handu batuhonyera ota emirimo kitali kya government handi kitali se kyokucha munda lo hulima.
Now you can hear how the Basami are like Vatoro.
Yes.
Okonyera. Okonyera.
Yes.
They help us, but Konyera, to create non-government, non-agriculture jobs.
Ota emirimo kitali kya government handi gasiki okucha munda lo hulima. Nenga mirimo kyo mu factory bana fe bachabahola mu maholero.
Because as I said, in the past many of our jobs were government jobs, teacher, policeman and so on.
Kotulise excellence abora ati emirimo kya hali kyalingi ekya basomesa ba polisi nga kya government na haninga mididi sikimala.
But now you could see there these people are doing jobs of technical, of skills, of hands.
Na elanu sayo bona abantu bahola mu maholero nga bekesa okusoma ebya mahono nende bafunire okumeta ko ebyo bali nabyo.
Managerial jobs.
Mirimo koti ekyo managinga ebitongole ebyo byose.
And those jobs are now many more than the government jobs.
Nano handi mmeko sai mingi muno kihire kya government.
Because those jobs are now more than 2 million.
Mmeko sai kyolere 1 million chibiri.
Of course 2 million jobs is not enough because the youth who want jobs are more than that. But
na sichimala huloba baraga badahe mmeko bangi naenga waliho ihwolere.
But from 0 to 2 million,
hotula chinana umukaga nuhicha muvufuzi from 0 bano hosere million chibiri.
Even 1969, 70, before the collapse of the economy, I was looking at the figures. How many factory jobs were there? I think I saw like 16,000.
Hata nende lukumi lwenda nkaga mwenda ohola huma humisaba emirimo chari mididi kotisa 1600 chomani.
Yeah.
Cha government.
Umtwaro mukakaga.
Yes.
But now, more than 2 million jobs.
Nisai kuli nende more than akulwe million chibiri.
And then the 2 million jobs, and yet the government jobs are 480,000 only.
Nemilimo cha government chirise mirimo mitwalo mahumika nende muna chomani.
This is Captain Kaguta.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mulembe Kaguta. Jambo. Mulembe Kaguta. Mulembe. Uriana. Orubajima, I will ask you to explain in Rugisu, the army, the problems you had in the army, Ukabira, tribalism. Very good. Sit down. We are lucky to have Captain Kaguta. I remember when he was in court martial, I was there. You see, you are lucky to have mobile history.
Wahega tuwahende muzei Captain Kaguta ibali bayire mu court ya maje His Excellency nabo no mwene.
I was in S6 but following.
Yali mu senior mukaga engali agobero bifa musyalo.
So I am the one who discovered him. I asked these people, what happened to Kaguta? He's still alive.
Era niye chere no nyote bati Kaguta yachena but muzei asiruo.
Ongodia died. His colleague called Ongodia. The secretariat should be capturing this history. So step 9, those Bayinda, they pay taxes. And those taxes are the ones we use now to do so many things. I was just enjoying the road yesterday from Paris to Kamonkoli. If you can show us that road of yesterday. Yesterday. That was yesterday on the road to Kamonkoli, the new tarmac road there. That is done by the tax money we get from this Bayinda. Then show us today the road we drove on in Busia, the one going to Majanja and Lumino. The second one, I think they are showing us the one of Manafa. This one, we did it as a joint, we put money, but ADB also put some money.
African Development Bank,
but of course, even the Development Bank, their money is our money because it's a loan, we pay them back. But show us the one of that was Nabmari. That was at Nabmari. Those are students. Show us the one of today, the last one in the town of Busia. There was a road, the new one from the long road all the way to Majanji, Lumino, Musita.
Through Namaingo.
They have put us in the forest of, okay,
Busitema.
we shall go slowly. We are still in Busitema, the forest.
So kuliano hurubo nengira chefwe kotulumuze abere echebusya ali Busitema kwamale echirole mu town.
That road, of course, we also did it with our money, the one of Ginger, the main road.
Yongira yose kwa ihola nga uhose sende chefwe echule omisolo kibagaga bano batusa.
What has happened? Okay. When you get it properly, you bring it back. So, with the tax money, we are able to fund the army, fund education, health, roads like this one. So therefore, now when you are telling our people in the villages, you the NRM mobilizers, tell them clearly that NRM, because of clever policies, has solved so many difficult problems. But which can be broken into these 9 categories. Now, the 10th category is okugabula. Okugabula. Okugabula emere, like when you cook the food, how you gabble it properly. Okugabula bulai. So that you distribute properly. And that's why you should tell your MPs.
Members of our parliament,
when they come to parliament, they should kugabula bulai. They should not be selfish. You first deal with the people's interests. And that's how we are talking about the Bazukuru now. Because the Bazukuru are ready to work, the only problem is that they don't have capital. We are looking at the money we give to some of these funds now. Like the youth fund for Busia area. And I think we had spent 1.4 billion. In 4 years. And we had and that money had benefited yeah, they had spent 1.4 billion in 4 years, and it had benefited 2,150 youth. Okay, this is good, but it's not enough. Because Busia now has got a population of 400,000. So if you are going to deal with 2,000 youth in 4 years, when will you finish the others? And that's how you get this problem of some youth, this is like, because we need to budget enough for them to all get so that many of them get at a go. So we should not talk of 1.4 billion in 4 years. We should talk of much more money. That's why I'm happy that the Myoga money has now arrived. And they can show us how the Bazukuru were quarreling with some of the with their leaders, if you can get those children who were fighting. Saying that they didn't trust that the leaders would bring the money. But once the money is there, that is 60% of the work. Then whether the money will be safely delivered, that one we can work on. If you can show us when the Bazukuru were complaining, when you get it, you put it. So that's why therefore step 10 is kugabula bulayi. And then 11, stop eating kibo. Entanda. Don't eat the kibo on the way.
Oh yes. Yes.
And when I said that, the Bazukuru were very, very happy. They shouted.
Yes.
Because I think some people are eating the kibo. The Bantu languages are very interesting. I think Runyankore was the original Bantu language. Because all these words you can find them there in old Runyankore. Because now in Runyankore we use the word entanda, which is like in Uganda. Baganda also use the same, which means the food you carry when you are going on a journey. Now, apparently in Rugwere and in Usamia, for them they use kibo. Okuboha means to tie.
Yes.
Like for instance, when you are milking a cow, you can tie its legs with the small rope. You tie it so that it doesn't kick you. That is called okubohera. Which is from the okuboha.
Yes.
Even you can call prisoners embohe, the ones who are.
For us, we call them ababoye.
You can call them embohe. It's another word. You can call them abatsibe. But you can also call them embohe. There is even a cattle disease called kabohe, where the cow cannot walk, as if the legs are tied.
eriyo olumbe lw'eng'ombe olukaire eng'ombe okenda waparoti makulu bakavoeri.
So the step number 11, don't eat ebo of the people Munzira, because that's what the youth were saying, that some people are eating the antanda on the way.
So esindu mina silalesya NRM otalire sindu hungira nistola isija. Na dale sene cha baraga kino bahulembeze bakirehe chole mu baraga.
Let the small thing that we send them arrive.
Esindu sidid government sibani itumire mulehe siole.
And then secondly, let us kugawula bilai.
Nisiolere kuihale humesa hukabe bilai buli mundu yekute.
But step 12
edali omina habiri
is to end okukolera ekida kyonka. I like the Bagwere way.
Bagwere oholera enda yongane. Koti Bagwere luba bole ekida kyonka.
I like the Bagwere way okukolera ekida kyonka.
Muze adahamuno abagwere hulwembosi yo ekida kyonka.
So therefore, and this is what I've been fighting in Ankole since 1966.
Nyo simbere no anisa muno mwankolo tula 1966.
Because that was the big problem.
Nyo sidinyisari shamani muno.
And we were educating them, work for the Echida, this.
Kwaba osomesa ngo holerenda.
But also Ensao.
Nende ofunaho ahabesa hacha Musao, yes.
And with the Chivaro.
Nende ohubalirira.
Once you do those three things, then you change.
Wafa holebindi yo bidatu no chuha.
And that is step 12.
Ni edara lyo mna habiri eri NRM.
Now, this message of okukolera ekida n'ensao
obubaha buno bwoholera enda nendesawo
with the Chivaro,
nende ohubalirira.
We have been pushing it since 1995.
Kubera kusilo maluma handu kudahasi sholere otula mulukumi lwenda na mahumi mwende ne kitano.
After I did my pilot project in Ankole,
nyamalo hola esyo huboneraho mwa Ankole,
I was convinced that it could work in the whole of Uganda.
Yari nesubira mbu sikyohola mu Uganda yose.
So I decided to preach in the whole country.
So ndahengawo obulire sindu esyo mu syalo syose sya Uganda.
That's when I went around talking of Okulembeka,
nyo lumu ichurisa ndakena nimbola ebyokudasa machi fulani kwa
embalirira
okubalirira
olubimbi
buli mundu ulimo mukakwaye.
During that campaign of 1995.
Campaign nyo yayihola mu 1995 na mu mitusende kitano.
But preaching is like the parable of the sower in the Bible.
Na okubula hulikoti olukano lwa omutaki omu Bible.
Because some of the seed fell on the ground, on the rocky ground.
Obumobundi bwakwa humakina.
Some others fell in the thorns.
Obumobundi bwakwa mu mawa.
But some fell on fertile ground.
Naye bundi bwakwa huloba ejimu.
And germinated.
And wamera.
And wherever you go,
and buli yocha,
I try to look for the seed which fell on the good ground.
Buli injangesa humuno hweunja ahamwaho ahakwa huloba ejimu limesirisa.
Now, for instance, here I have got Nabwire Regina.
Kotibusha huli nondo muhai Nabwire Regina
of Bugundukira.
Bugunduhira. Otule Bugunduhira.
Let's see what Nabwire is doing.
I was given 100 cards from Yoga Chick from the Weather Creation, and those bodies grew up properly. I was given the medicine from the district, and from there I also have a fish pond and a space for constructing more fish ponds, But due to the COVID, I had to sell off my catfish, and I'm planning to restock again. And also have some vegetables. I plant tomatoes here. I sell them off, and also I get some money because a day I can get 10,000 a day. And also I've entered in the goat rearing, as per now I have 39 goats. Before I entered poultry, I was a wholesaler in Busia Market Street, but I had to sell it off because of the rent and the price of the products. So I had to enter the poultry system as in 2008 with 6 birds, local ones, which made me to reach this place here where I am. I encourage my fellow women, because when you see where I started from with 6 birds and you see where I've reached, it's really encouraging, and I encourage them to also to join me to start farming, because in farming you can't lack school fees for the children, the feeds here, everything, in fact, at home use. You cannot fail to get it. And so there's already a market in Uganda, because as for me here, I can't even manage the supply, the demand in Busia district. What has helped me in this poultry, the empowerment of women, the peace I have, the industrialization, even the mobilization of the government. It has also encouraged me to remain in this business very well. I'd like to appreciate my president, who has helped us, has improved the empowerment of women, because nowadays women can work, can do everything. From this farm, I don't buy medicine every day. Most of the medicine I get from the sub-counties and from the district officials. They help me to vaccinate my birds, treat on my goats, even my garden, the tomatoes, the green peppers, the supply they give it to me free of charge. I don't pay anything from the sub-counties.
Now, Nawire Regina, she has got chicken, goats, and vegetables.
Atuka engoho, embusinende eriani.
She has got 4,000 layers.
Alinende engoho elufuchine echamaki.
And gets 150 trays of eggs daily.
Afuna etwe chamaki emyandala na mahumi katanu rubudalo.
And each tray sells at 10,000.
Nimulitwa kusa mutwalo mulala.
So each day she gets 1.5 million shillings.
Nano afuna rubudalo emiliyoni ndala ne mitwalo mahumi katanu.
That is 45 million per month.
Niye miliyoni mahumi kanende chitanu mwosi mulala.
And 540 million per year.
Nende miliyoni emya chitanu na mahumi kane umwaka mulamba.
She has also a vegetable garden.
Alinde endalo eriani,
where she gets 10,000 daily.
Yafuna mutwalo buli ludalo.
That is 300,000 per month.
Mutwalo mahumi kadatu mwosi.
And that's 3.6 million a year.
Nye milioni chidatu ne mitwalo mahumi kasasaba.
She has also got goats.
Alinde mbusi chosi.
But goats are not part of this calculation.
So
from the chicken and the vegetables, she's getting 543 million shillings.
Lanu samungo hochonga nenderiani afune milioni emya chitanu na mahumi kanende chidatu umwaka mulamba.
I thank Regina. She got this from Operation Wealth Creation.
Regina humwebasa muno yafune bintu bino tula mustongole siefwe esyo okubereso bugaga bantu.
So let's get Ngorobe David obunangwe mungugu.
Waliwo asiefwe balangolobe David otule nangwe mugungu.
When the government supported me, I managed to put up as four ponds. But now I'm having 4 ponds, whereby those 4 ponds I put every pond, I put 4,000 fingerlings. This is now the 4th year when I'm on that project. This project, I've achieved a lot. I have children's school whereby I managed to give them school fees through those ponds. Even some agriculture I'm making around, those are the money I get from those ponds. So I'm supported by the welfare creation team, whereby they visit me and they give me support. So I'm well advanced and I'm continuing. I love this government because it has supported me a lot, and it has given me knowledge. It has also advised me how to do everything. Before, I did not get anything from the government. I had nothing completely. But through support of the government, I've managed at least to get achievement. And those are the things, these are the things I've achieved. I've achieved some money, and I can also manage everything which is in the ground. Yes, I can manage my farm. I thank the government who has managed, who has given me all what I have, and I pray the government should continue to support me so that in this town, because I'm within the town, I have enough place, I have enough land. I thank the president because he has managed to give us a lot, to give us guidelines, to give us support, to give us people who can educate farmers. As me, a farmer, I've been educated by this government, and I'm proud of it.
Now, Ngolove, he started in 2016 with one pond, one fish pond.
Yanja mwaka kwa 2016 nende sidiba silale siengeni.
And he harvests this fish every 8 months.
Nengeni chino yanabanga buli myezi 8.
And he gets 4.8 million every 8 months.
Na yafunanga emiliyoni 4 n'emitwalo 8 buli myezi 8.
And that is from each pond.
Otulamu buli sidiba.
So when there are 4 ponds, you are talking of about 20 million.
Nibiri bidiba bine oba kwewonjaho miliyoni 200.
Each harvest.
Buli lwaba 8 onyuma lw'emyezi 8.
So when he harvests twice, that's about 40 million.
Na aba mahabi 2 mwaka kibe miliyoni 400.
Now, then you go to Wamboka, Albert.
Nukuchahu Wamboka, Albert.
In 2017 is when I said get a heifer, and I continue having every year. Now, out of the milk, I would get 1,000 per liter, so that would mean 12,000 per day. As I was getting that money from the matoke, I was investing it. When you add over this one of the cows, I will later bought land, and out of land, I bought the eucalyptus, and planted in the 10 acres of land which I bought, of which eucalyptus so far I have harvested 4 acres, and out of that one, I bought a car which I am able to drive. Then later, I was given coffee, of which I've started harvesting, and I have made this pavement to make sure that the coffee is well maintained quality-wise. Then I was given also mangoes, about 100 seedlings. They have started also putting on. Then also I was given 100 seedlings of oranges. This one is purely going to Musei Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for his first gospel. What? Of saying people should not fragment land, because there are very many issues about land. And also bringing what we call wealth creation program. I would not have got a car. I would not have got maybe the matoke. These other seedlings of cotton, I mean the mangoes and oranges, I would not have got. But out of that one also I advise, when you get those things, you have also to have what we call creativity and being innovative. Don't wait for other people. So I'm able to change from this to another. What in my intention is that the children will be getting out what I sell out of this one, and they divide the money. I will not fragment the land, because now the whole place is covered with the crops. There is matoke, there is coffee, there are mangoes, there are oranges, and keeping the animals on zero grazing behind. Out of this, what I have managed to get out is that I have managed to educate all my children, and they are now working. What I'm earning now is to enjoy myself and my wife. I have a vehicle. On the side of diet, I don't have to say that I want this milk is there, matoke is there. So I really call upon the members that they should really go as by this direction. And life is not so difficult. At least I'm able to breathe. And if visitors come, I can buy them sodas or a beer for those who take the beers.
So, Mr. Wamboka, he has got coffee, bananas, mangoes, oranges, cocoa, and bananas.
Alina amatemwa, mwanyi, miembe, michungwa.
He says 10 bunches of bananas daily.
Akosengota cha matemwa ehumi buli budalo.
Which is 50,000 per day.
Nyemitwalo kitano.
Buli lunaku. Buli lunaku.
Mitwalo kitano buli budalo.
1.5 million a month.
Nye milioni ndana mitwalo mahumi katano umwasi mulala.
And 18 million in a year.
Milioni humna munane mwaka mulala.
That's bananas now.
Ako matemwa kongani.
Only.
Matemwa kongani.
Then he has got 4 acres of cocoa and coffee.
Alinende eka chine echemwanyi nende ekawa.
He has just started harvesting coffee and cocoa.
Kuyahanja
So he's not yet.
Emwanyi nende kawa nayata atahole sibaliriresho.
So the chibaru is not yet.
Sibaliro started bilay.
It has not. They have not sold. So he
but akusaho tula mwebyo. So sibaliro sirwa bilay.
Oranges
michungwa
are on 1.5 acres.
Ku eka ndala nestundu.
And gets 20 bags.
Afuna ebaga mahumi kabiri.
And sells each at 50,000.
Bulisao ayikuse mitwalo kitano.
That's 1 million.
Nye milioni ndala.
With cocoa, he harvests 2 times a year.
Kawa atusa amahabi kabiri mu mwaka okukesa.
Getting 13,000 kilograms.
Afuna kilo umutwalo mulala n'elifu kidatu.
And sells at each at 8,000.
Na kusa buli kilo 8,000.
That is 104 million in a year.
Nye milioni emyandala nende chine mu mwaka mulala.
So he was able to buy 10 acres of land.
So yanyalibwa okula eka 10
And he planted eucalyptus.
yataaka emisala.
After 3 years, he sold eucalyptus for 9 million.
Emyaka kidatu nikibitira yakusa emisala ekyo emiliyoni 9.
And he has got 8 acres of cassava.
Ali nende ika 8 ekyemyogo.
And he gets 300,000 from each acre annually.
Afuna
300,000 emitwalo 3.
afuna emitwalo 300 mu buli eka mwaka mulala.
So that is 2.4 million.
Nani kyoni emiliyoni 2 emitwalo.
So I think as of now, without including coffee,
notata hemwanyi
is getting 125 million shillings.
Afuna emiliyoni 100 nende 25.
Let's say, let's get Mwanga David of Budibia East.
Nalokungera omulanga ogw'okulima exploration nafuna enterprise nebera emwanye era okusooka nafuna emwanyi 7 gwe muliro ogwasooka nengenda nga neyongera buli mwaka nengenda nga neyongera okusimba emwanyi kati nina acres 12 ez'emwanyi era nali mwavu nnyo mu biseera ebyo nga sinafunako engeri emwanyi eno naye kati emwanyi enkodde kirungi nnyo enyimusizza enzije mu bwavu bwe nali ntambuliramu kati amaka malungi ddala nnyo somesezaamu abaana nfunyemu ettaka nafuna ettaka ikazi ziwera nasimbako kasooli ikazi nga 2 katuusi na ikazi nga 2 nguze ebibanja weebiri someseza abaana era n'amaka nzimbye ninawo ne kamanso ekizimbe ekya kamanso embaale era kati embeera nnungi bwe mba ndwadde mbasifuna ekizibu kyonna abasinga obungi bali bansekerera nga nsembe emwanyi nga bangamba nti nno onoolyaki naye kati baneegomba olwokuba balaba ennyingiza eri waggulu olw'emmwanyi ne pulezidenti waffe Yoweri Museveni Kaguta olw'okuteekawo ekitongole ekya weresi operation tuyambye mu kulima n'okusinga ddala nali mwavu nnyo.
Now, the Wamboka,
Mwanga David.
Before we forget,
Yes.
was he Wamboka? The other one.
Wamboka
He had bought.
Halibut.
He has bought even a car
yakula n'emmotoka
and built a new house.
yombaha n'ennyumba enjaha
And he was very poor before.
n'ate yalinga si yenyala anyuma awo.
Now Mwanga,
Nanu Mwanga David
he has got 12 acres of coffee.
alinda eka 12 ky'emwanyi.
He harvests twice.
Sorry?
He harvests twice in a year
Akesa amahabi 2
and gets 19 million.
n'afuna emiliyoni 19.
Then he also has some maize
aliho n'amadimu akoosi
where he gets another 2 million.
yafuna emiliyoni 2.
So in a year he gets 21 million.
mu mwaka afuna emiliyoni 2 mu kabirinde endala.
Let's look at Malowa Charles.
akwewunja omwami Malowa Charles Kudedi.
I benefited from Operation Wealth Creation. I got one in Kafaifa, and in total in this farm we have 9 of them. When it goes to milk production, producing 15, on average 15 liters, and those are 60 liters. And as a family, we sell 55, and 5 is left in the household. Before we received this support from government, we were not able as a family to meet basic needs. But because of these projects now, we are able to meet school fees obligations, we are able to meet health-related problems. We were even able to buy land, and we're also grateful to government, more especially the initiative of Operation Wealth Creation, for giving us forage chopper. So our work has been lessened a bit by the younger people who work here. I see quite a big difference because in the household we used not to save any money. Now we can afford to spend and then have some balance for saving. We opened an account and we can afford the basic needs of the household. I'm very grateful to the initiator of this program, His Excellency, the President Museveni. I'm very grateful to him, and I feel he's a president of our choice who has a vision for us. Because most of us who have benefited from Operation Wealth Creation admire to be with such a leader.
Now, Mr. Maloa,
Mwami Kudedi Maloa Charles
he got one cow in 2017.
yafuna eng'ombe endala mu mwaka 2000.
He has now 9 cows.
Sayi hulomalomera alinde eng'ombe 9.
He milks 4 of them.
Amasa kinebo ekyo.
And he sells, he gets 60 liters.
Afuna elita mahumi kasasa bikyamabeere.
And he sells 55 liters.
Nakusa elita mahumi kataninde 5.
So he ends up getting 31 million in a year.
Afuna million mahumi kadatwinde endala mu mwaka mulala.
And you saw how happy he was.
Wabonano numusangafu muno.
So these few examples
ebyoboneraho bididi bino
show you that it is possible to get out of this poverty.
byekesa mbwe syangu muno okutula mu bwati.
And this is step number 12.
Ate niyo eddaala lyefwe ery'ekumi
to get out of the okolera ekida kyonka.
Otulahuusa mbwe oholera endayongane.
That's really a big battle.
Eyo lutalo lw'amaani luteekwa olwanafwesi.
And I challenged the people in Busia, say, you go parish by parish.
So adaha abandu bebusya huche mu luha
and carry out an audit.
Huhola embalirira.
Simbalirira
hubale okubala
okunonyereza
okuteberesa oba okonyeresa.
Find out how many homesteads are in each parish.
Wewunje amadala kanga kali muluha mulala.
And how many of them are still working for Echida Kyonka?
Madala ako kanga kalimira so hulya huongane.
So that we work on them, they all work for Echida, Nensao with Echibaro.
Sada tuhubahonye banjo holerenda esao nendo hubalirira.
So now, step number 13. Because if we do this, then we shall have the bayinda from outside, the ones who have already come.
No hola vino huichofu nabagago tuleruanyu hanga bamalo huicha baluo.
But our own people also become bayinda.
Nabandu befe boss abe busha boss becho babagaga.
Yes. So we don't want only the bayinda from outside.
So da habagaga bonga na batuleruanyi.
But we keep our badambi here.
Nefo hubi have fe batiano.
What do you call poor people in Rusami?
Abati.
Abati.
Yes.
We don't want Obati here.
So da Obatiano.
We have attracted bayinda from outside.
Ufunire bagago tuleruanyi.
We want to use the money which we have got from the bayinda from outside.
Udaho hose sende cho ufunire mubagaga abo tuleruanyi.
In form of capital.
Mungeri ohufune sende cho soheraho.
Like the myoga.
Koti che myoga.
Like what we put in UDB.
Koti chuhata mu Uganda Developmental Bank.
Uganda Developmental Bank.
Yes.
So that we turn our own people also into abayinda.
Huchusa bandu befu bose babe bagaga. Abo husialo abe busya.
In the 4 sectors.
Mubitongole bine.
Chibitongole abaganda bachita obondo.
Miera kine.
Okay, Miera, you can say sectors.
Yes.
So, what we are talking about here is commercial agriculture.
Nazuro maluma hano niyo enima ey'okutamuusawo.
Yokutamuusawo, that's a good one.
Yes.
Now, everybody with the land,
buli mundu alina eloba,
yingira endima,
kyamukulima,
oba enunda,
oba okutuka,
ey'okulya n'okutamuusawo.
ey'okulya n'okutamuusawo.
And with the kibalo.
N'endoobalirira.
Then the other sectors are factories.
Omwera kundi nyo maholero.
You may find somebody with a small maize mill.
Onyola omundu alina olukina lwa madimwa.
Then services.
Eby'emirimu.
You heard, I think it was Wamboka who was talking of a commercial building.
Wamboka ni abera mulima nyumba ey'opangisa.
So that means he has already moved out of commercial farming into now services.
Lano yatula mu by'okulimira esawo, lano handi ata esindu simwingisira esente sibandu bapangisa.
Omo sector y'obuweereza. Because a commercial building is a service sector.
Omwera kwokuweereza bandu.
Then also there is ICT.
Then wabawo bino by'ebyuma kalimagezi.
So all those our people can enter wherever they want.
Abandu befwe kubakubirusa bebusha mwingire imwe hasobole kuyingira.
But for me, I'm emphasizing agriculture because that's the easiest to get.
Naye se mbona mbwe ebyokulima byangu muno wafu abaneloba.
So these are the most important 13 steps which are in our manifesto here.
Nibyo bindu by'amaani muno bimuzeeyo for his excellency byawene ebikula mu mpapula kira 284.
Then when you go now to the okugabula,
nannocha okukaba,
which is step 10,
eddaala lyeffe ly'ekumi.
That's why we think I think we should give more money to the wealth funds.
Sakira byetaaga kuberesa esente kiro obungi mu kitongole sireeta obugaga mu bantu, esomesa obugaga mu bantu.
This emyoga youth livelihood fund, so that our children get entandikwa.
Ebintu koti emyoga nende youth livelihood funds esente kyomubalaga abantu befe batule mu bwali.
Did you get the other children who are quarreling? Did you get them? If you didn't get them, tell us. You got them or you didn't? Not yet. The what? Oh, you got the road. Okay, show us the road of. That is now Lumino Road.
Ya Busha to Majanji.
You see how those of Basaimia are not interested in social distancing?
Muzee abolati mubukanire naye simufuire muno okwegesa mabanga.
But where I don't share with Chagulanyi and his groups, I don't stand to encourage them because I'm not the one who brought them there, but I don't encourage them.
Byatafukisa nyende Chagulanyi nde bandu baye mbwesa asingira yabasingisira omukono bamunecha bangi alala ya vitamusa nawo nabe basa muno tulayo mubungi mwamuvukanira.
I just stay in the car and away from the car and continue and encourage them to listen to the radio.
Adonga muno mu motoka ena abakubirawo hajambo.
But what is important there is the Majanji Road.
Naesi amani munano yuhurubo nanu hurubo nengira efwe etulebusya Majanji.
So in the Kugabula, then you have all these other sectors like education.
Nanu muhukaba nukubende bindu bino byose koti byokusoma.
Like in Busia, I can see 14 government secondary schools.
Koti Busia mbona masomero ehumina kaneka government.
And then for the primary schools, 72.
Primary amahamisa bende kabiri.
Government.
Aka government.
Primary schools. Then you go for the other sectors like They were talking of a technical school. I can see there are technical schools here.
Bola tu kubera ulomama hu somero lya maholero eryoholera mahono na eryo kalu bona kali mu busyolete.
But for them, they were talking as if there's no technical school.
Your Excellency, we have that one in Samya South constituency.
So
I think they were talking of
there's Narwire Technical Institute.
Yes, sir.
There is Lumino Community Polytechnic. There is Busiko, PTC in Busia.
Busia Central now. Yeah. The challenge is in municipality and Busia North.
Oh, okay, so it was additional.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Excellency.
Okay, now health, all the plans are here, the health centers and so on. Then then you go to water,
Amachi,
because solar powered water systems,
Amachi kahozesa amanu ko mubaso,
like this water supply for Busia
koti machi kali Busia
at Mundaya.
Mundaya.
I think this one is already finished.
Ako kanja kaluo.
Now for Bukedi,
Bukedi,
they are showing that with the Bukedi there are villages with a good water source.
Eriye ngongo kiri nende machi malai amayonjo.
466 villages.
Engongo emya kine nende mahumi kasasa nende kasasa.
The ones without are 77.
Ekiwuma kiri amahumi sabende saba.
Total villages are 543.
Engongo chosi kiri emya kitano nende mahumi kanende kidatu.
Now in the next 5 years we are going to ensure there is water in all these villages where there is no water now.
Emyaka kitano kilonda hokino kucho ohola na amanu bona ngengongo chosi chomubusha kiri na amachi malai.
Now with the urban water extension of massive piped water supply,
amachi ko hu tusema safu ake pipe
was extended for 4.6 kilometers.
Kwa kasudia kula kilomita chine na ubutundu mukaga.
And that one is completed.
Yeso siawa erabe masafu bali na machi.
Ongoing projects, detailed design and commence construction works for Greater Busia Municipality piped water supply.
Era government yanjire ohola hubi amachi ko mubusha mu town municipality.
They are going to put more strength, I think.
Bachome damu mani machi keche.
Then there is a plan for Lumino.
Waru endete kahateka he Lumino
to get piped water.
Ofuna machi kabitasi ake pipe.
Mairo Saba.
Musaba. Was wachofuna machi.
Then there are other fast growing trading centers which will be given piped water. These are Busia Municipality, Masafu, Butangasi, Mairo Saba,
Musaba,
Dabani, Lumino, Majanji, Nambweke, Hukemo, Ndaiga, Busitama Center.
Nende Busitama Trading Center. Pipe. They are going to get piped water.
Yes. Then there's even water for irrigation.
waba n'amaaki k'okyuhiraho birime.
Like for instance, there is something at Habuleke.
Koti biri Habuleke.
Then so all those efforts will be intensified.
Emirimu ekyo kyose bukyokimeda mu maani.
Now on the issue of the roads,
ku byengira
Rumino, Musita, Busia, Majanji, 104 kilometers, that one is finished now.
engira efwewo tule Rumino Busyoche Musita eyo iri Yoweri.
I think here they are talking about Bukedi as a whole, then they are talking of Tirinyi, Parisa,
and Tirinyi Parisa osi
which is being rehabilitated, which is being built.
Ibaruhomba hasaye.
Tirinyi, Parisa, Kumi, Mukongoro, Parisa.
Tirinyi Parisa, Kumi Mukongoro.
There we are going to use 479 billion shillings.
Kuchoho sesa bilioni 479.
Then there is Tororo Busia.
Waba Tororo Busia halaka na Mawero.
Then there is Nabumari Butareja na Mutumba.
Waba Nabumari Butareja na Mutumba.
Then there is Busorwe na Gongera Tororo.
Waba Busorwe na Gongera Pake Tororo.
And then there are bridges like Manafa.
Nende daraja koti Manafa.
That one was done.
Eyoba Maloi hola.
Then there is Kwapa.
Warweri Kwapa.
Kagera.
And
Fungue Muafu. In Tororo, I think this is Tororo town. Then there is Kadokolene in Budaka. These are bridges. We are going to rehabilitate the Tororo Guru Pakwach railway line.
Barucho Teresa Erelwe Etula Egulu Chepakwach.
And expand and strengthen this road from Tororo all the way to Kamudin.
And who made the whole Bambari going to let Tororo Pake Kamudin.
So let's hear now, Mzee Kauka, if you can speak about your experiences in the army.
Mzee Kauka.
Come and sit here. Oh, he's still a soldier. Oh, okay. Sit down. Sit down. Give him the mic, let him see where he can be seen. When did he join the army and so on? What language do you speak? Sit down. Let him tell us when he joined. Somebody can tell him. In English or in Rumasaba, whatever he prefers.
Your Excellency, UO number 88, Captain Jack Hauha.
You can imagine he's number 88. He was among the first 100 officers of the Uganda Army.
Those 87 they were Bazungu.
Oh, they were Europeans?
They were Europeans. So I came in, then a week, 2 weeks after, I got a friend of mine whom the Brigadier Oporoto had sent abroad to train in Moniz. He trained for 6 months, he came back, and now he found me when I'm just a cadet officer. So now we became 2 Bantu or African officers. The rest were Bazungu, even sergeants. We had 24 sergeants, Bazungu. And there was no I did not mess with them because I could give them the order to do what I want. They said, where is this Ugandan from? I said, I'm from within. Then as we went on, after 3 months, I got 2 officers from the same college, war office college, that is Moniz. The late Hendekire and the late Kakukire, plus Katabarwa, that is the brother to the late Ibingira. So we stayed, but these people started giving us orders. Our friends, whom I can't mention the tribe, but you can also understand people who were in that material time. They wanted us to move. If you move, Mugisu, or Munyankole, or Mutoro, they wanted you to move with another tribe, in a group of another tribe. But I want to find you moving together, Bantu officers. I said, this is going to be too much. So they went on mistreating us like that. Then after some time, they put a friend of ours, that is the Lieutenant Colonel Kakukire. They put him in that because he was not properly dressed. They said, can that also make someone be put in a cell? As if he had murdered someone.
They put him in a cell for what?
Because he was improperly dressed.
Oh, improperly dressed. Oh, okay.
So now we said, what do we do with these guys? This is becoming too much, but we better get our friend out of the cell. So during that time, myself with Captain Ondoga, Captain Ongodia. We visited the cells because Wilima was on duty. So I went around to check on the prisoners inside the cells. Lucky enough, I saw the roof. It was rather rotten. I said, why can't we apply common sense? We get our friend out. So we took it simple. Went back. I rang a friend of mine, Lieutenant Colonel Hendekire, Ondoga, and myself, and plus I'm forgetting this mutation's name.
Shaban Oporot.
Oporot. Now we said we better get this friend of ours out of the cells. We marched slowly at midnight on sandals because I had known where Okero was staying. Okero, at the time I joined the army, was a corporal. Now he's a lieutenant colonel. I said, how that comes? To be a lieutenant colonel in 2 months. When people it is taking people over years and years to get a degree, diploma in administration. How can this smart fool become a lieutenant colonel? So I had known there was a fence which was rather loose in that place. I didn't know it. So we went through that at midnight. We went to the cell because the cell is long. It's a long one. It isn't round. It is a long one. Now we passed behind there. We climbed. I started removing. We stood in a line. I was here. The Colonel there. Captain, this gentleman. Directly Captain Erima, yes, Samia, and then a friend of mine somewhere. Now we started removing bricks one by one. We put those bricks down. And lucky enough, we had a torch, we applied it, we saw our friend seated in the water. He said, no, being proper dressed anyway. No, this is quite unfair. What sort of army are we going to have? So we removed the bridge and we removed the rotten timbers. We put a rope down. We had a rope. We told him, you tie yourself. Look like a consignment. Hands, legs will become like a consignment. We shall get out. So he did it, and we climbed. Lucky enough, there were 2 bars across. So we stood on the bars, and we got him out. As we got him out, we told him not to sleep in Jinja, in his quarters, but to go to Kampala and report to Brigadier Oporot, because we had just opened the Army headquarters at Mboya. So he went and reported to Brigadier. Next morning, soldiers came, and we arrested the adjutant who was in duty, who put that. That was a wrong man. Moreover, it was my OB. I thought I was recruiting the right person. Kuma was recruiting a snake. That was a little joke.
He was called who?
A joke.
Oh.
It was a murderer. So that one, Brigadier offered to put him in the cells instead. So our friend was free, and later was transferred to Army headquarters. So we stayed. Another misunderstanding came. They wanted to arrest me. What is this also that whenever you pass, and the big officers pass, they don't salute them. But when they see you, they salute you. I said, because you don't look like officers, and you are not trained or gazetted. You're just trained and appointed locally.
Okay, now, thank you so much. So now I have discovered Yoweri Kaguta, and he's telling us about the problems of the army. So I will now invite him to come to Kampala, and he writes. Writes their history. What he was telling us was how he was number 88 in terms of the officers of the young army. And it's all right. So explain to I'll explain to. And he was saying that the other 87 were all Europeans. And that later on he was joined by other officers from Mons. It was called Mons. It was a school in the UK. United Kingdom. That were joined by Ndahendekira was from Sandhurst, but Mons it was Katabarwa and Kakushire. So these were all young officers, but because of the bad politics, they couldn't work for the army. They all ended up either in jail or dead or what. So he will write a story for us, and then we can share it with you people. So thank you very much for listening.
Dominic Malova, mwebali.
Your Excellency, I thank you on behalf of the Bukedi, all the 7 districts. We are very, very grateful. And I commit on behalf of my fellow leaders that we shall take forward your teachings on creating wealth by our people. We request you to support especially the enterprises that can support these farmers with small land holdings, the fish farming, the dairy, the coffee, the bananas, among others. Your Excellency, we are very, very grateful, and we are more energized to go and mobilize the population to vote for you, sir, and all the NRM flag bearers in Bukedi.
So, as to when are you going the army?
UBC TV joins the rest of the world to commemorate World AIDS Day on 1st December. As we remember lives lost to this dangerous disease, generations have been affected, dreams shattered, families left in disaster. Do you know you could be the next victim? AIDS still exists.